In this video, we have an actual tested workflow that we use here at Fullcast, where we take a podcast transcript and the LinkedIn profiles of the host and the speaker so that we can create custom content on the back end, including, as I will show you, a thought leadership post, YouTube description, notes for Spotify, a LinkedIn post from our company, the host's LinkedIn posts, guest LinkedIn post, and a second LinkedIn post just to have on the back if we want to batch schedule. Now, one description that I've heard about Copy AI workflows, and this was from someone on our team, was that it's really like Lego blocks. And what you can do is start to build the Lego blocks to build your own castle in a custom way that you would do that as a human. And what I like to think of this as is this is something that you can't do with chat because chat is a task, but all of the back research that we're doing here is a process. And it's going through the same process that a human would, which is why we get more unique outputs with workflows than we do with a chat tool or even a content agent. Now, in this workflow, the way that it was built was taking the transcript text. It then scrapes the LinkedIn profile of our host, scrapes that of our guest, comes up with professional details of our host and our guest, identifies themes within the conversation, then it creates the why. And again, this is all things that a human writer would do. It would look at who was on the show, what were they talking about, and then why are these two people qualified to talk about this topic that they're on. And that's because we know we're going to build a thought leadership post, so we want that little Lego block to also be supported by the why. Why are these people talking about this? Then it gets sent to another workflow, and I will show you how we do that in a separate post. And it creates the thought leadership blog post, which is trained here with the way that we like those to be written. The YouTube description, it is trained with that thought leadership post in there. Spotify notes, it is given all of the professional details. And as you can see, what we're doing is pulling in all of the relevant context at each step along the way. And so here we've tested the workflow. We can go through, let's say that we didn't quite like that YouTube description, and we want to see if another LLM is a better fit. I would simply, from my build view, click on the action that we're trying to edit. I can go back, change this to, let's say, Claude 4.5 Sonnet. All I'm doing is changing the LLM. I can go back, and in the build view, I can click retest step, this little half circle icon. And now it is going to only recreate this. I can do that one action at a time, but only one at a time. So I wouldn't do the Spotify notes right now while this one's running. So I would then wait for this to get refined. And now I can say, okay, I like this more. I don't like this more. And anytime I'm making an edit, I try to figure out what I do or do not like about it so I can add that directly to the prompt in the action step to improve it. Then in that way, I can methodically go through and make sure that I'm getting the highest outputs necessary. When I'm happy, I can click publish. And now, every time we have a podcast, I can go to my run tab. I can add the transcript, the two LinkedIn profiles, and click run the workflow. Or I can go to the table view. Now, table view is different than tables, but the table view will allow me to either add a new row individually, or if I have a spreadsheet of all of these different, let's say I have a spreadsheet of the transcripts with the LinkedIn profiles and the guests. Let's say I have a backlog of podcasts, and so I get it organized into this spreadsheet. I can import that and have it run all at the same time. So I click import CSV, I would drag and drop, and then I can map out the columns and simply have them inserted here and have that run. Then if I want all of this data anywhere else, or maybe I want to export it and upload a table, I can just click export CSV. I can choose which of the outputs I want exported in my CSV file. So let's say I don't necessarily need the scraped profile. I just want the professional details. I don't need the conversation themes. I do want the final thought leadership post, the YouTube. I want all of those assets. I can export that, go to my email, And sitting there will be a download button in my inbox where I can download that CSV file and do whatever else I would need to do with it. So in this way, from the build view, I can refine all of the steps at an individual level. I can then run those steps individually with the Run tab, or in the table view, I can run this in bulk and at scale. Now, in the next video, I'm going to walk you through how we chain workflows together. This was done in here, but we have a different version that I will show you. We will also talk about how you can connect these two tables so that you can start to build really in-depth processes and then run all of your marketing, your sales outputs, anything that you need at a higher scale than ever before.